Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to Coding Knowledge. In this video, I'll describe what is WebGrid control in ASP.NET MVC using model class and how to implement paging and sorting in WebGrid control. So what we will describe in this video, that is WebGrid control in details and how to implement WebGrid control in MVC. So let's flip to my Visual Studio. So here I have created one MVC application called sample MVC app, and I have created one model class file called employee.cs. and if you'll see, I open this employee.cs file, and here what I have done here, I have added one namespace called system.collections.generic, and in employee class I have added three properties: first name, last name and salary, and get and set type. I have mentioned each and every property here, and here I have defined one method called getList, whose return type is list employee. So list is a class which is available in collections namespace. So for this I have to add one system.collections.generic namespace to access this list class properties. So here I have create one list of employee. So list employee, and employee is object, and here I have added few data for this three properties. So here I have added 7 rows, and for each and every property I have mentioned the static data. So after then I have returned this list of employee object, and after then I'll go to my controller class, home controller, and here what I've done here, you have added two namespace, system.web.mvc, and for access this employee class I have added one namespace using sample MVC app.models. And here this control action method I used for return the employee data. So method, so here is the control action method. So var employee, I have used this employee class file, and using this class file I have called this getList method. So all this data you stored in this var employee. After then I return this employee return view of this using this var employee. So whatever data will be found in this var employee part. So after then what I will do here, I will create one view. So how to add this view, I will just go here, go to view, or I have already added one view here. Go to views and homes folder, and here I have show.cshtml. So this view I have added using the this model class, that is employee. So here what I have done here, the layout is null, but here I have not mentioned any layout page, and this path var grid is assigned to this new web grid, and source is nothing but the class file, and the default sort property is assigned as the first name, and the row per page is 3. So this WebGrid control is available in our under this namespace, that is system.web.helpers namespace or DLL. If you'll go here, go to definitions, and you can see here this namespace. Okay, so it cannot go because I am already in run mode. So if I'll stop this around debug, and if I'll go here this WebGrid controller, and we can see this WebGrid controller and associated reference file. So if we'll go here, go to definition, and it is navigating to the definition part, and here you can see here the system.web.helper DLL is found in our local path, this one, and this one is the namespace, and WebGrid is nothing but a class, and all properties I have mentioned under this WebGrid class, like page index, row per page, and selected index, and selected file name. This all properties available under WebGrid class file. So after then I'll go here, and here I mentioned one h2 tag, so it will show WebGrid in MVC, and in style I have mentioned few WebGrid proper class name, WebGrid table, table data, table header, WebGrid header, and WebGrid row style. And here if you'll see here, that is WebGrid alternating row, and each and every CSS class file have some properties: font family, font size, and the values I have mentioned each and every property of class name. And if you'll go here, the last WebGrid row style, I have mentioned the property padding, that is 372, and for alternating row I have mentioned that is background color pink and the padding is 372 pixel. So in this way I have mentioned this style for this WebGrid. After then I have mentioned this div tag, and ID reference I mentioned here the var grid, and the var grid because this it will whatever return it will be stored in our var grid. So I have mentioned this div tag using our grid var. So the grid HTML have some parameters, so table style, header style, alternating row style, and row style. It has assigned some WebGrid class file. So here row style has pointing to our WebGrid row style CSS class. So after then, so in this way we have assigned the CSS class file names and properties to the respective parameters of this grid to the WebGrid properties or get HTML method. After then I have mentioned this paging part in WebGrid. So you can see the first text is first link, and for previous text is prev link, and for next text next link, and last text for last link. It will be used for, it will all available in the link side. So the user click on the first link, it will go to the first page and the previous page and next page and last page accordingly. And this line column grid.columns, and it contains all the columns, that is first name, last name, and salary. So it will be available in column in links, so user can click here and there in some columns and data will be available in sorting order. So first name and last name and salary column names. So after then I have closed this div tag, and what I'll do here, I'll go to my app_start. Here I have mentioned the set start page. So here control name is home and action method name is show. So when I run this application, it will be go to my, by default, this home controller, and the control action method is home method is show. So in this way, if you under home control there is more than one method, so we can assign this method name, particular action method name, so that during run of our Visual Studio, it is go to directly to this respective home controller as well as this controller action method. So you can see this URL you will be found when you run this MVC application. So if you go to /home and /show and click enter here, the same output you will see here. So here you can see WebGrid in MVC, and this is the output of our WebGrid in MVC. So when you go to the next page by click on this next link, and you can see the page number index, it will be the URL is changed based on page number index in WebGrid. And if you go to this page 1, so it will show converted to the page 1. If you go to page 3, it will convert to the page 3. And if you go to the first link, so it converted to the page 1. So in this way the paging is working as expected. And if we need to check this sorting order, so there are 3 columns, you can see first name, last name, and salary. So it will available in link formats in WebGrid. So when you click on this first name, So link, the URL is changed as record under this column name in descending order. So first name and sort direct descending. If you click again, it will available in ascending order. So same way, if you click on last name, so last name and sort direction, sort dir, it is available in ascending. If you click again, so this sort, it last name and sort dir, it will be shown in descending order. So the same way, if you click on salary, the sort column is salary and sort dir in ascending. If you click again, so your sort is salary and sort dir is descending. So accordingly, the value also changing well. So you can see here that the based on sorting order of values in one column, the other columns will also be sorted accordingly and automatically. Like this, if you click your first name, it is in ascending. So Bob, Dan and Harry, accordingly the last name also it is means it will be managed accordingly as per the click on the first name, and the salary columns as well. So like this, we can add WebGrid in ASP.NET MVC and related properties for WebGrid in our show.cshtml file. So I'll go to my presentation, and so WebGrid is a lightweight for showing tabular data in ASP.NET MVC, and it is one of the powerful and efficient way to quick show data in a tabular form. So using ASP.NET MVC without using a lots of razor. So that's the main benefit and the reason behind we need use this WebGrid control in MVC. So if you go to next slide, this is my channel. Subscribe and share it to get the up-to-date knowledge on .NET, .NET Core, Angular, C#, SQL Server, Jenkins, and GitHub. So what we have learned today in this video, that is what is WebGrid control and how to implement WebGrid in MVC. So that's all about, guys. Thank you for listening and have a great day.